Today we are going to review dividing whole numbers. So to start, we want to review the steps that we take when dividing whole numbers. I know that several of you have thought of different ways to remember the order of the steps, different phrases and such. Use what you would like. I'm going to write down the steps here. So the first step is always to divide. Next, we multiply, subtract, and then bring down. So as I am going through this division problem, I can check as I go and make sure that I'm following the appropriate order. Okay, so we're ready to get started with problem number 1. It says 852 divided by 6. We remember that 852 is the number that is being divided. So that's the number that goes inside the house. Okay, so that's the number that's being split apart. That is your dividend. So that is being broken apart and goes inside the house. Your 6 is your divisor. That's how many parts we're breaking 852 up into. So that goes outside. All right, we start with that first digit and we divide. So 8 divided by 6. How many times does 6 go into 8? It only goes in one time evenly. So next we multiply. 6 times 1 is 6. We've multiplied, so now we subtract. 8 minus 6 is 2. And lastly, we bring down. Now, all we need to do is go back to the top and continue these steps again until we have no more numbers left or we get a remainder of 0. So let's go. We go back to division. 6 goes into 25 how many times? Well, 6 goes in 4 times. 6 times 4 is 24. So I subtract. 5 minus 4 is 1. 2 minus 2 is 0. I've subtracted. I move to my bringing down, which is 2. Now I've got 12, so I go back up to my division. I still have that 2 to bring down, and I'm not yet to a remainder of 0, so I need to keep moving. 6 goes into 12 2 times. 6 times 2 is 12. 12 minus 12 is 0. I can now be done. There are no more numbers here to divide, and I have a 0 down here. So my quotient, the answer to my division problem, is 142. All right, let's review a double-digit divisor problem. So again, we can use that DMSB, however you choose to remember that. We remember that 975 is our dividend, so that goes inside of the house. 975. 15 goes on the outside. Now, because it's a double-digit number, we don't all have those facts memorized. We don't all have off the top of our head the multiples of 15. So if you don't know those off the top of your head, off to the side, we can make a list. 15, okay, so 15 plus 15 is 30. 30 plus 15 is 45. 60, 75, 90, 105. I'm going to pause there. So these are our multiples. This is plus 15. Oops, that looks like a times. Plus 15. Plus 15. Okay, so this is 15 times 1, times 2, times 3. So we can use that to quickly help us with our division and multiplication part of our division problem here. All right, so let's start off. So 15. How many times does 15 go into 9? Well, 15 is a 2-digit number and 9 is only 1 digit, so it cannot go in. I place a 0 over the 9. 15 goes into 9 0 times. This 0 helps me stay organized. But it also is the truth, right? 15 goes into 9 0 times. All right. So now we need to move on to the second number. So we combine those first two, 97. All right. How many times does 15 go into 97? Well, I can look off to the side if I don't know that one by heart, and I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 97 would be in between 90 and 105. But we know that it can't go over, right? This is a lot higher than 97, so that won't work. We need to stay below 97. So we will say 90. 15 goes into 97 6 times evenly. Okay? So 15 times 6 we know is 90. I did my multiplication. Now I subtract. 7 minus 0 is 7, and 9 minus 9 is 0. All right. Step 4 is to bring down. And now I go back to the top. How many times does 15 go into 75? Again, it has to be exactly 75 or less than 75. So I go ahead and I see that I have 75 here. So I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 15 goes into 75 5 times. Now I multiply 15 times 5, which gets me 75. And I can subtract. 75 minus 75 is 0. I am left with 0 here, and I have no more numbers to divide here. I have to have both of those. If I have numbers here, but not here, then I need to keep dividing. If I have numbers here, but a 0 here, I need to keep dividing. Okay, so I need zeros in both those spots to be done. All right, so our quotient here is 65.